Today we are going to explore Google Earth. We're going to get to it first by simply typing in Google Earth up in the top, or you can do a Google search for it. You can go to earth.google.com. Anywhere you get there, we're going to get there. All right. This is Google Earth. Please remember it takes some load time sometimes, so you may have to be patient. Okay. All right. So this is Google Earth. I want to kind of show you around the screen for a minute before we start searching for stuff and checking it out. Okay. First of all, you'll notice at the top it says, "Welcome to the new Google Earth, a new look designed to speed up how you create and share." So this is the new Google Earth that I'm actually exploring it for the first time as well. I'm going to go ahead and close that. We're going to go up here to our menu. Oops, sorry about that. We're going to go to our menu and see what's up here. Under File, we have New Drive Project, Open from Drive, and a couple other things that don't really matter right now, okay? That's because we can create Google Earth projects and put them in our Google Drive. We'll get into that later. Under View, we can say Show Grid Lines. Let's see what that does. Oh, that puts the lines on our Earth for us so that we can actually see the grid lines on the Earth. That's pretty cool. So we can go here and undo that. And then we can click on layers and see what that is. Okay. Layers is, do you want to see clean, just no borders at all, just the Earth like it looks? Or do you want borders, kind of like the different states you can see in the different countries? Okay. Do you want everything? It'll show some other stuff. So you can kind of choose that. And then there's 3D buildings, time lapse. There's other things you can mess with, but I'm going to leave that alone for right now. Okay. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to go ahead and leave the borders on there. Okay. And under add, we can add a folder, a place mark, a polygon. We'll get into that stuff later. Okay. Tools, measurement, settings. We're going to like the measurement too. You'll see that later on as well. Okay. All right. So there are some of your options up there. Here is your search bar. This is where you would search for any place on Earth. So I'm going to now move down here to the bottom right for some tools that we see here. Okay. I'm going to start at the right. These are our zoom in and our zoom out buttons. Okay. So let's say we like right here. This is where we are in Texas. Let's zoom in to Texas. Now you'll notice it's kind of moving off to my left. So I may have to come over here onto the map and click and drag. If I just click and hold down the mouse key and drag, I can move the Earth anywhere I want. Okay. Now I'm going to keep zooming in with my plus button. Okay. We are in the Dallas area, right? We are right over here in the Dallas area. Now I'm going to bring it down a little bit and keep zooming in. Okay. Now there's other ways to zoom in as well. If you know where you want to zoom in, you can just put your mouse on it and double click and it'll zoom in, and it'll just keep on zooming in as you double click. Okay. You can also use your scroll wheel. If you have a scroll wheel on your mouse, you can zoom out and in just like that. Or you can use the pinch gesture with 2 fingers on a touchpad on a laptop. So there's a bunch of different ways to zoom in and out. Okay. So let's say that we want to zoom in to Dallas. All right. Sometimes as you zoom in, you got to wait for the words to reappear. But here is the main area of Dallas. Okay. Now, let's say that we want to see, let me show you one other thing that's pretty cool. Okay. If you double click, but you hold down your mouse on the second click like this, look at this. We can actually go into 3D mode instead. Isn't that pretty cool? Okay. We can go into 3D mode so we can see it like we really see it instead of just 2-dimensional. Okay. But I'm going to go back into 2D mode. That's also what this is down here. Okay. You can press 2D. If you want it in 3D, you can press 3D. Okay. So that's what that is. And if it starts spinning like that and you want it to stop, just click anywhere and it'll stop. Okay. I'm going to go back into 2D mode. All right. Let's go back to Dallas. I don't remember. I got lost now, but it doesn't really matter. Just wherever we are, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now, I want to show you the Street View. Street View is pretty cool. This little guy right down here is called Street View. When you click on him, you're going to notice all this blue that just appeared on the map. Anywhere that's blue, the Google Maps car has driven by and taken pictures. Okay, so let's zoom in a little more, maybe like right over here at Dallas College Cedar Valley campus. Let's just keep on zooming in more and more. And look at all this blue. That means you can see in Street View what you want to see. I'm going to go click right here because I want to see these buildings. I'm going to click right here and it's going to take me into Street View. Okay, now check this out. You can grab and turn just like this. Okay, and it looks like there's the building that we were looking at. Okay, you can zoom in just like you did on the map, like that. You can use these arrows to take you further down the road. When I click it, see what it's doing? It's just taking me further and further down the road as if I'm driving in a car. Okay, so that's what that does. That is Street View. Okay. If you want to get out of Street View, you can simply come up here and hit the left arrow, exit Street View, and you'll be back in Map View or Earth View. Okay. So Street View is pretty cool. You turn it on by clicking the little man, and the little man will show all the blue areas that the Google car has gone through. It says select a location highlighted in blue to enter Street View. Okay. So we can look up different things on Google Earth. So those are the tools, okay, that you're using. All right, now let's go do some searching. Okay, let's say that we are interested in looking up Midlothian, Texas. We're going to go ahead and type in Midlothian. You'll notice it pops up right here. So let's go ahead and click on it and see where it takes us. Watch how Google Earth goes to Midlothian, Texas. All right. So it found it. This is Midlothian. This is the area. We can zoom out if we want to. This is Midlothian here. All the part in the red, this is the city of Midlothian. Okay. Now look over here on the right. You see some information about it. There's a little information card over here. It's got a picture here. It talks about the city of Midlothian. If you scroll down, you can find out about it, the population, the zip code, tax rate, area code, elevation. That's pretty cool. And you'll notice there's a little arrow here. So there's some other pictures that you can find that were taken in Midlothian as well. Okay. So this is pretty neat. All right. All right. Let's go search for Walnut Grove Middle School. Walnut Grove Middle School. And there it is. Let's see what we can find about our middle school. All right, it just got more specific. Now we're seeing Walnut Grove Middle School from the sky, from what we call a bird's eye view. Right over here on the right, you see some more information about it, the address, and there's the website and the phone number. It says when it was founded, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to close that card for now, okay? Now, if I wanted to zoom in a little more on Walnut Grove Middle School, I could. I can move the map. There's our football field. Okay, I can zoom back out. Here's Walnut Grove Middle School. This is interesting, okay? This part right here is the 6th grade hallways, okay? Right over here is the 7th grade hallways, and right over here are the 8th grade hallways, okay? That's pretty cool, right? Down the middle is the main part that you go down in Walnut Grove Middle School, okay? Right here down at the end is the cafe. There's a gym there. There's the smaller gym there. So that's pretty neat to look at. Now, let's say we wanted to go into Street View to see what it used to look like. Okay, we're going to go down here and click on the little man. And now we're in Street View. If we click somewhere on Street View, it will take us to look like this. Okay, now I'm going to grab it and turn it around so that we're facing the school. All right, there it is. There's our school. I'm going to go a little bit down the road just by clicking where I want to go, or clicking these little arrows here on the road. And they'll take me down the road just as if I was in a car. I'm going to go down a little bit like this. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and turn it like this so we can kind of get a good idea of what our school looks like, okay? So that's pretty cool, right? And we can zoom out and zoom in if we want to, okay? And we can zoom in, zoom out. There are different ways that you can search in Google Earth. You can search for the name of a place, the name of a city, the name of a state, a landmark, an address. You can search a whole bunch of different ways. Take a look at these different ways that you can search in Google Earth. You can do by city and state, like Mountain View, California. We can type in the city and the state. You'll notice it comes up there. and it'll fly you to Mountain View, California, right where you want to be. It'll also give you that information about that city and things like that. Okay. The other thing you can do is by city and country. Look at this one, Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Let's try that one. Might be outside of our country. Port-au-Prince, Haiti. I'm going to paste it. All right. And it's going to fly us to that place. So you can do city and state, you can do city and country, and it'll take us there. Once again, you got some information over here and some pictures that you can look at. All right. You can also do by street name. Look at that. Newberry Street, Boston. Like if we don't have a specific address, but we do know the street name, we can do Newberry Street, Boston. And it'll take us to Newberry Street in Boston. The other way is the entire address. Let's say you had the whole address, 221B Baker Street, London, and that's an address in London. Let's go see what we find. You can even put in your own address to see what your house looks like. This is going to take us to London to a specific address. There it is, the Sherlock Holmes Museum. Very cool. You can do just a zip code, okay? If you just wanted to look for a zip code, the zip code is 76065 for Midlothian. So we're going to look up 76065 and it takes us there. You can also do by latitude and longitude, okay? Now you would have to have those, right? But let's do this one and see where we get. We have the latitude and longitude numbers. Let's see where it takes us. It looks like Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. That's where it's going to take us. Okay. You can also do general places. Look at this, museums in Costa Rica. You can just type something like that if you're looking for certain things like that. Museums in Costa Rica. So there's all kinds of ways that you can search. It's Google, so you can search in any way you think of. Let's say that we were searching around Google Earth, okay, and we were looking for things, and we were looking for a small airport, and we found one right here called Midway Regional Airport, okay? Well, we want to kind of save that. So I want you to notice right up here, it says add a place mark. All you have to do is click on this, and then right here it says click on the map to drop the place mark. Now, we're going to drop it right over on, well, I don't see the... I guess the airport disappeared when I did something, but let's do this. Let's drop it right over here on the Whataburger because we want to remember where that is for sure. So I'm going to click it and it's going to save. Do you want to save this to a Drive project or a local KML file? Let's share it. Let's save it to a Drive project. All right. What is that place mark? We're going to say Whataburger. And if you want to put a description in, you can click there and say, this is my favorite place to eat. Okay. You can also add media. If you have some photos of it, you can do that. Okay. You can also come down here. You can decide, is the icon going to be medium, small, extra large? See how big it got right over here now? Okay. So it just depends on what you want. Okay. And then there's other things you can do and kind of mess around with it under more settings. Okay. Label style and things like that. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So, and it says save to Google Drive. Okay, so we're going to close that. Now we're going to go let's find a different restaurant that we like. Okay, as we search around, we notice that we're starting to get into Waxahachie right over here. Oh, I know this restaurant very well. It's called Campuzano's Mexican Food. Okay, I'm going to drop one right there too. I'm going to drop a pin right there, and I'm going to call it Campuzano's Waxahachie. And I'm going to give it a description. This is my favorite Mexican food place to eat. Okay. I can change other things down here too, like we said. We can change the color of the pin if we want so that it's red and things like that. And it's saved to your Google Drive. So you can just keep on doing that and adding things. And you'll see right over here on the left, it's keeping them in a place. Okay. There's Whataburger. If you click on it, it'll take you to Whataburger. If you click on Campuzano's, it should take you to Campuzano's. Or you can click on the location to take you there anyway. The next thing I want to show you is how to use this. It's called the polygon tool. says add path or polygon. Let's say that I wanted to show somebody my neighborhood. Okay, so I would put in my address. All right. And this is my neighborhood. Okay. Now, let's say I wanted to show somebody all of the houses that are in on my street. Okay. So I would go up to my polygon tool, click it, and it says select a starting point. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to just click here, and then keep on click there, and just keep on dropping it wherever I need to until I close the shape. Okay. Now I've closed the shape around my block. Okay. Now I can come up here if I want to, and I can do a couple of things to it, but look at what it does. It tells me the perimeter of that is 479 meters. The area is this many square feet. I mean, it already like measured the whole thing for me. Okay. I can say save to project, drive project, and it saves it, and I can call it right up here. I can say my block, because that's the block I live on. And for description, I can say these are all the houses in my block. Okay. I can change things up here and stuff like that. I'm not going to mess with them now, but I can. Okay. And then I can click close. And you'll notice right over here, it saved it. Okay. So if I ever go somewhere else, okay, I can open this. Oh, that was my previous one. I can open this one and go to my block, and it will show you right here the block that I live on. If I was to go somewhere else in Google Earth like this, and I want to go back to my block, I can just click the little eyeball. No, I'm sorry. I can click the little three buttons and choose fly to, and it'll fly me over to that area. So the path or polygon tool is really cool to kind of mark out a place on Google Maps. Now I want to show you the ruler tool. They call it measure distance and area. All right, let's say that I want to put grass in this entire park right here. Okay, I'm a landscape company, and I need to know how much grass I'm going to need for this whole park right here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I need to know how long the street is from right here to right here. I'm going to go click on my ruler, and it says click points on the map to measure distances in area. So I'm going to select a starting point, and then I'm going to come right over here. So from one intersection to the other, it's 188.01 meters. Okay. Then I can keep going like this. All right. And then keep going. It's kind of like the polygon tool, but it's a ruler tool that will allow you to, now that I've done that, you can see that it gave me the entire area or perimeter of it. 559 meters or 55 meters is the perimeter, but the area inside that I would need to know for grass is 16,811 meters. Now you can change those if you need to square feet instead, or square yards, just depending on what method of measurement you want to use. But isn't that cool that you can use the ruler tool to measure anything that you want in Google Maps? Okay, so that's pretty neat. If I wanted to measure how far it is from this house to this house across the street, I can go click on my ruler tool and say, I want to start right here in the front yard and go to that person's front yard. And it looks like it's, oh, let me say done. I'm sorry. Escape. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to go from this person's front yard to this person's front yard. And when I click it, you'll see it tells me right here, it's 25.02 meters. And I can say done if I like that and save it to the project if I need to. So that's your ruler tool.